The voice of the man Elton John in the morning time, Grenada. And good morning to you. Good morning. A wonderful Friday. Good morning to you. It is the 19th day of the month of November. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Smell the coffee. You're probably just rousing from your night's slumber. Maybe you just actually you stirred a bit, not necessarily with the intention of getting out of bed, but you've recognized it's another great day in God's wonderful creation. Another day when you can push yourself to the next level and allow yourself to become the next best thing that you can possibly achieve. Yesterday's all gone, Grenada. Today's here is a gift to this present. It's in front of us. Let us embrace it. I'm Joseph Cadore, and I'm here to keep you company up until 10 in the morning in the first instance, and then I'll take you through the rest of the day. Well, depending on where you are, I say good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and possibly, depending on which part of the diaspora you are, I say good night to you. But either way, we're grateful that we were alive and well, and very often we do not consider the opportunities that are available to us, Grenada. The fact that we are still here. That's all that's important. We are still here, and we're giving God thanks and praise for that. We're going to start things off with a thought today. What is the thought of the day? And I'll say to you today that in this world, some people, they will always throw stones. And that's a natural tendency in life, that some people would always throw stones in your path. But you know what? The stones is not the problem. It depends this morning on what you make from them. You can either build a wall or build a bridge. You know, very often we're so festered and consumed with negativity that we do not recognize the opportunities that are available in front of us. So in this world, some people will always throw stones in your path. It depends on what you make from those stones. I often say, if life hands you stones, you open yourself a quarry. It hands you hot peppers. Make yourself some pepper sauce. It hands you lemons. Make yourself lemonade on a Friday morning. Make yourself the opportunities, because the truth is, within every threat that is presented to you in life, there's an opportunity that is waiting to unveil itself. We just need to take advantage of that. Yeah? And that's what you have to do today. And then remind yourself that looking for something positive in each day. Look for something positive in each day. But sometimes, like today, Friday, you may have to look a little harder. Yesterday, life was glorious. It was just what you planned. You woke up, you felt good, you were out and about, and you were bouncing. And you felt good about yourself. But there's some days when you have to speak to the inner man, and you have to say, Joseph, JC, behave. And you have to look deep within the recesses of your soul and find the inner sanctity, that energy that says to you, go on at 20 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock. So today, look for something positive in each day, including today. But even some days, you have to look a little bit harder. It's not that there isn't anything good in life. Some days it's a little bit obscured. Some days you just have to dig a little bit deeper so that you can find it. And while we do that, we also want to look at some health tips for people, as we're still in the month of November, when we're observing the challenges of persons living with diabetes. Healthy tips of healthy eating for people with diabetes, and the tips I offer you this morning for when cooking at home. So you are encouraged, not just for diabetics, but for healthy living, that you must choose fresh ingredients over processed foods. That's almost like a no-brainer. It's almost like a no-brainer. Cooked food is always healthier than processed or canned stuff. Boil or steam instead of fry. That's the alternative. I know we like the taste of the grease. And every now and again you can probably indulge yourself, but when you have certain conditions, especially if you're diabetic, you are encouraged to boil or steam food instead of frying. Don't overcook starch and vegetables. Yeah? Season with vinegar and mustard and peppers and lemons. These help to slow the passage of the food from the stomach to the small intestines. Interesting. And you opt for low-calorie sweeteners instead of sugar. For example, honey or syrup. and use less salt and sugar. Plain. And that is just an excellent health tip. It doesn't matter where you are on the health table. Less salt, less sugar. It helps to preserve your life so much better than the cultures that we have developed. So, just some basic tips for persons with diabetes this morning. As you go through the day, you plan your day. We reminded you this morning, and as a result of recent changes to the COVID-19 protocols, in case you missed it, it was in the news. And those protocols indicate that fully vaccinated passengers, yes, will not be required to quarantine on arrival. That's right. But the Grenada Airport authorities wishes to advise the general public that the pickup of the following, this will take place effectively, that only fully vaccinated people will be allowed to pick up fully vaccinated arriving passengers on the airport. So if you have family and friends you're expecting for the holidays and you know you're not vaccinated, there's a plan. You have to keep that in place. And proof of vaccination will be required for persons entering the arrival pickup zone. Yes? So keep that in mind. You don't want to go there and then get into some unnecessary quarrel about he say, she say, blah, in, out. Like, seriously. You know what? Keep yourself in the know. And that's just the rules, and that's just the way that it is. Nothing to worry about. While you at it, though, as you go to the day, folks, the gas price continues. It just continues to spiral. It is. The gas price is spiraling. So let's look at where the gas price is at, where it is at present. So gasoline, it moved from $16.56 to $17.24. Diesel, upward movement from $15.12 to $16. Wow. Kerosene moved from $9.09 to $10.34. The only constant in the midst of all of this, Grenada, is the fact that the 20-pound LPG cooking gas, it has been capped at $40 for quite a while, and we must say hats off, kudos to the government. It has been capped at $40 for quite a while, but we see an upward mobility for the 100-pound cylinder. Yes, the 100-pound cylinder, it moved from, folks, $215.50 to $234.95. Those are things you probably can't say much. What do you say about it? Nothing at all. I have nothing to say about that. Leaving that right there as it is. But folks, we need to start banning rebellion, as they say, because it is serious times. It is serious times. As we get ready for the morning edition, though, just want to speak to persons that have to receive that's attached to the government seed program. And so let's see what's happening today in terms of disbursements. If you attach to the seed program, come back. I have the page here. Where did you go? You just disappeared on me. You don't do that. The seed program. Right. So for today, Friday, we're looking at what's happening in Upper Waltham and St. Mark. That's at the Crusher. The Waltham Bus Shed, and that's from around 9:30. Then in Ontario by Monica Shop. Then in Duquesne by Bev Shop. Then for folks, you can also go to the Samaritan Pool Wall. That's at the Bel Air, Union, Samaritans, for persons in that area, if you have to receive from the government seed program, just to keep you know. And as the morning progresses, we're going to give you some more details as to whether or not there are other locations where you can go today. But just keep yourself in the know. That's what's happening today. We're getting ready for the morning edition, the production for a news and current affairs department. Reminding you, as you go through this day, I want to encourage you to talk to yourself. Do you ever do that? You say, Joe, calm. Stacy, calm. Timon, calm. Odette, calm. Relax. They expect me to react a particular way, but today, you know what? I'm not going to give them the luxury of it today. I want to encourage you, you know what you do today, to avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are a vexation to the spirit, and don't allow yourself to be ruffled by people that measure in mediocrity. Please. They ain't not even worth it. They are not worth it. You know what's the worst thing you can do in life as you head into the morning edition? You get angry and upset over individuals that just passing through your life. They exit, and you left in a frenzy. They home drinking champagne and living nice, and you have a sore heart. Think about it. You know what? Today you say, not today, devil. Not today. But while you do that, we have to keep yourselves in the know as you get ready for the morning edition. For those of you that's in television, we gave you a repeat of some of the top stories from last evening. The morning edition comes up next right here on Classic Radio 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM band. I see you on the other side of the clock.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Life's moving moments don't always work as planned. That emotional hug during the graduation ceremony, sudden sightings of old schoolmates during a shopping trip, things can go a little off track quickly. With 15-way voice and video calls, group chats with up to 1,000 persons, and free messaging, Bib helps you share the happiness and be prepared whenever life hits. Keep the good times going. Share it on Bib. Bib, more than just a messaging app. Download Bib today.
Top story tonight. Is it true that government ministers got a 4% increase in their salary similar to that of public sector union? According to the Public Workers Union, based on investigations, it has been discovered that government ministers have indeed gotten it. As we hear in this Gerard Joseph report, it has now exacerbated an issue already in contention.
The ministers themselves have taken on that 4%. As far as we know, they are not on our bargaining unit.
Pay yourself first, however disenfranchised a number of public workers who are under fixed-term contracts is the real issue of contention for the Public Workers Union. The Public Workers Union has now charged the Cabinet, appointed ministers and the NMP administration to reconsider their stance. According to PW President Brian Grimes, at least 75 nurses among many frontline health sector and other contracted public officers since August have been left without the additional 4% salaries to contend with inflation and rise in the cost of living.
A number of our workers generally who give general services within the public service, they are told you cannot get the 4% because, what is it? You're not on the bargaining unit. That is what they claim, despite the fact, and I want it to be known, that these workers pay union dues on a monthly basis.
Grimes says such a practice is unfair and inhumane, whereby policymakers are seeking their own interest.
There is still time. I am calling on the policymakers, the members of cabinet, parliamentarians, to make this matter square. make this matter fair.
The PW leader reiterates that these government ministers have failed to do right by the workers whom they have praised.
And if you don't want to give them, at least to yourself you say, as a minister, I have so many allowances. I have telephone allowance, I have gas allowance, several allowances which do not come to mind at this point, but they exist if research is done. You still give yourself the 4%. Why? Because cost of living is going up. Doesn't it affect these workers that we praise?
He says it behoves the question to the rationale for segregating public officers, making them feel that they are children of lesser gods, while noting their unhappiness. Health Minister Nicholas Steele, speaking to GBN on Thursday, denies that government ministers have received any salary increases. Political leader of the NDC, Deacon Mitchell, recently made his party stance known on the issue of contracts within the public service.
There should be one public service. There should not be parallel public service running alongside the public service.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
In other news, the heading of CNN's Coronavirus Weekly newsletter, which is issued every Wednesday, reads, "The definition of fully vaccinated is changing to 3 COVID-19 doses. But in Grenada, if you've received 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine, you are considered fully vaxxed. So what does that mean going forward? Let's hear more in this Gerard Joseph report.
Some wealthy nations are now reconsidering the definition of fully vaccinated, which usually means 2 COVID-19 jabs. According to CNN's coronavirus newsletter, this is being done to contend with fading vaccine immunity and rising infections due to the Delta variant. The newsletter went on to say other European nations are moving towards mandates on booster jabs. And by December 15th, anyone over the age of 65 will need a 3rd dose to revalidate their vaccination pass in France. Health Minister Nicholas Steele tells GBN that Grenada's vaccination policy, in terms of the vaccines that are approved, is based on the World Health Organization.
We do understand that there are certain countries that are much larger than us, have greater resources, and therefore have their own, like in the US Center for Disease Control or Public Health UK, etc., that would make these decisions.
Minister Steele elaborates that Grenada relies on Pan-American Health Organization and CARPHA in this region, who take the lead from the WHO.
Coming out of WHO, we would begin to follow it. At the moment, though, our issue is the access to vaccines and how difficult it has been for us to get these vaccines for our population, but we endeavor and we will push forward. So it means it's even harder for some individuals and countries like Grenada. If we do move to 3, we're having such a problem getting some people to take their 1st dose. If we move to 3 with respect to travel or so, it makes it even harder for countries like Grenada, but we will endeavor.
Recently, the Ministry of Health noted that only AstraZeneca booster shots are being administered, as Pfizer is currently preferred by citizens.
With regards to AstraZeneca, where the uptake is slower, we are offering, of the doses that we have, we are offering a 3rd dose to those persons who have received the 2 doses and wish to have a 3rd, and they fall into any of the criteria. They are over 65, they have some underlying health issue, or they work in front line that puts them at increased risk for infection.
Over 350 doses of booster shots have already been administered. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
A group of concerned citizens gathered at the Attorney General's office on Thursday seeking a repeal of Regulations 10 in relation to COVID-19 vaccines. Chrislina John was on site as the group sought to challenge government's COVID-19 policy.
A group that calls itself Grenadians for COVID Justice is taking the office of the Attorney General to task. Last week, it was the leader of the Grenada Renaissance Party, Martin Washington Edwards, informing the nation that he filed an injunction against Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and Health Minister Nicholas Steele, seeking to halt the current vaccination campaign while challenging the named government ministers for infringing on the rights of Grenadians. Just about 3 p.m. Thursday, the group, most of whom are employees who refused the COVID-19 vaccine and were sent home from various workplaces, entered the office of the Attorney General, located on H. Street, to demand a withdrawal of Regulations 10, which they say mandates vaccination for Grenadians. Leading the charge was Earl Maitland. He says government has a moral and legal responsibility to test the vaccine or its contents before making it mandatory for people.
Right? We are here to speak to the Attorney General so that she would use her knowledge and her discretion to actually say to the government that this makes no sense, that these laws are actually not in conformity, or these regulations, I should say, are not in conformity with the Constitution. The government has an obligation to honor the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution. They should not be able to pass any regulations or any laws that contradict the Constitution, especially the fundamental rights and freedoms of the good people of Grenada, especially persons here.
The group was not successful in seeing the Attorney General, Mrs. Dia Forrester. Maitland deemed the present situation where people are sent home from their jobs and cannot sustain themselves like a pandemic of poverty.
I was told that the Attorney General is not at the building, nor is the Solicitor General. My information was taken, and I was told that I would be contacted for an appointment. I do hope that this happens sooner than later, because we are in a state of emergency, and not due to the pandemic, but due to the unconstitutional actions the government has taken against the people.
As a concerned citizen, he expressed disappointment with some of government's recent decisions, one of which include no quarantine requirement for fully vaccinated people entering the country.
One of the most unintelligent stance that the government has taken is to remove the quarantine period for vaccinated persons who medical experts abroad and locally would have informed us they will be able to spread the virus. Talking about persons coming off of a tourist boat and walking through the town of Grenada and elsewhere. How is the government going to control that if they cannot control a quarantine facility? It is only going to endanger our lives.
The group distributed leaflets to passers-by as a means of reminding people of their constitutional rights. Christelina John, GBN News.
The newly elected executive of the National Democratic Congress paid tribute to long-standing members of the party who have paved the way for what is shaping up to be an interesting composition heading into the general elections, which are constitutionally due in 2023. Cherian Blackman-Stephen picks up this story.
Former political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Mrs. Joan Purcell, embraced the recently elected executive of the party, filled with renewed hope.
I must say that there was a time when I felt I'd kind of given up on what was happening in our nation. I think everybody know about my love for Nazim Burke and the contribution I felt that he could have made. But today, God has spoken. Deacon Mitchell is our leader.
She served notice as a proud prayer warrior that she will be warring for good governance, transparency, accountability, and competence.
I am thrilled to see that we have a new generation of leaders, and Larry and Tevin are a part of this. And also for not so young political leader, or political leader who looks young, but who is brilliant, who is experienced in his own field, and from what I've heard him, as I hear him speak, he's obviously a reader, he's not a Donald Trump.
Former Prime Minister and political leader of the NDC, Mr. Tillman Thomas, as well as former political leader Nazim Burke and outgoing General Secretary Mr. Glenn Noel were among many recognized by the party for their long-standing service to the development of the party. A special award was presented to the family of former Prime Minister Mr. George Brizan, a founding member of the party. The newly elected NDC executive under the leadership of Deacon Mitchell on Saturday celebrated their contribution with tokens of appreciation.
The purpose of this evening's function was really to say thank you to all of you who made the beginning of this journey possible for myself and all of the newly elected members of the National Executive. We wanted to ensure that the outgoing executive appreciated the fact that we wanted to honor you for the service you've given to the organization in what undoubtedly were trying times, difficult times, and to let you know that we appreciate the fact that service really is the highest of virtues.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Before we get into this story, a word of caution for our viewers, as the following video may be hard for some to watch. Let's get into it. The hand of one man was completely severed after what appeared to be an altercation on the Carnage on Monday. The act of maiming resulted in one man being rushed to the General Hospital and the other placed on bail. Following the incident, the accused, whose name was not verified up to news time, was arrested and charged for maiming and was placed on $10,000 bail. Both individuals, according to police, reside at Fontenoy, St. George. The video was recorded by a passerby in a vehicle. In other news, Digicel Grenada is back at it again, giving away over $25,000 in prizes this Christmas with our 2021 holiday promotion. In this report, Rena Perry-Thomas will tell you how you can win.
Grenadians can win up to $30,000 in prizes as part of Digicel's 2021 Christmas promotion, which was launched on Thursday. It aims to give service users a gamified experience through a task that will be provided on the Digicel app platform. Once complete, users can win many prizes ranging from free phone credit to cash. Shanika Peters, marketing executive at Digicel, says that the more ways to win promotion is easy and fun as the company tries to put a smile on customers' faces for the Christmas season.
Everyone can be a winner this Christmas with Digicel. We are leveraging all of our apps, products, and services so that Digicel customers can be rewarded simply for being a part of the Digicel family. And the My Digicel app will serve as a go-to place for all of this related prizes. Grand prize draw. In the first position, that customer would receive $8,000 in cash. Second prize winner would receive $4,000 in cash. And third place winner would receive 4 smartphones plus 1 year free Digicel service.
Peters spoke of the $500 Shoppers Sweep promotion.
But customers who top up $25 or more, they would be able to receive a $500 supermarket sweep, and that would be happening at the Foodland supermarket during the month of November and also the month of December. Ensure that you have a Digicel Prime bundle or a Prime Plus bundle activated to your phone. Ensure that you have all of our digital apps downloaded to your phone, as that is the main way you would be able to receive points and you would be able to receive cash and prizes daily.
The completion of tasks can also help you win points to win a bigger reward. Head of Commercial Zorina Andel said the phone company is also providing fiber optic internet to domestic homes throughout the island. While not the entire island is covered under the optic lines, homeowners who do have access to obtain the internet package can also win.
Digicel Plus is the new name for Digicel's best-in-class home and entertainment service. And with a promise of simply more power, speed, and reliability, Digicel is ensuring that the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique can stay connected to the global economy and having amazing entertainment options thanks to its amazing home fiber network. The introduction of Digicel Plus comes on the back of government's CASIP investment. Before CASIP, 1 gigabyte speeds were unimaginable for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, and today it is more than a possibility. Currently in major towns with new locations soon to come, Digicel Plus has a special launch offer to customers of free installation this Christmas season.
The promotion commenced from Thursday, the 18th of November and ends on the 30th of December. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
In observing International Men's Day on Friday, the Public Workers Union and its men's arm is putting on a health fair for men. The health fair is being done in conjunction with members of the corporate community, including Clear Vision, the Ministry of Health, the American Medical Students Association of SGU, among others. Gerard Joseph has the details.
Noting the prevalence of lifestyle diseases among men, interim chair of the men's arm of PW, Arthur Pear, says the health fair was organized taking into consideration the expense of healthcare and men's natural unwillingness to seek out care.
You know, a guy would tell you he's okay, he's all right, and then you hear he falls sick and he dies. We have lost a number of our men folk, persons who just after retirement would have died, persons even before retirement become very ill and is unable to work. So we felt that it was necessary to create an opportunity where men can come and get their checks.
Pierre says, while the health fair is open to all interested men, there is a special focus on men within the PWU.
They are able to, free of cost, check issues with diabetes, all right, hypertension, check their blood pressure. We have prostate checks. We have, you can check your vision. We do have COVID. We are in the middle of the COVID issue. So we have COVID testing and vaccination as well.
The health fair is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. on Friday and end at around 5 to 6 p.m. in the confines of PW headquarters on Port Highway. The interim chair of the men's arm says an afternoon educational segment will be a highlight of the men's health fair via informed discussions in various areas.
Nutrition is one, mental health another. We have herbal medicine, okay, and of course we have men's sexual health. That I'm sure would generate some interest among our men folk. So we have created that opportunity, created that space so where men can come and really and truly get an opportunity to check their health, find out exactly what's happening, if steps are needed to be taken.
The health fair forms part of PW's week, which officially commences on Sunday. Pierre says the union is seeking to make it an annual venture. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And for this week's GBN Health edition, the focus turns to men's health once again, as International Men's Day is right around the corner.
International Men's Day is held annually on November 19th. It is an opportunity to celebrate men and boys in all their diversity. Many people worldwide also use the day to highlight some of the key social issues that men and boys around the world face. Due to a number of factors, including social norms, upbringing, and the role models men are presented with, men's mental health issues have gone unrecognized for a long time. Dr. Augustine Panju placed some of these issues under the microscope.
Society has a lot of expectations, and they're supposed to, Joe. Society, our families, the country, the world are supposed to have a lot of expectations of man, of you and I. There is no question about it. However, the way society and the rest of the world have cultured us, have trained us, have imbibed us, have the way that they have shaped our destiny there is always a conflict between the way they treat us, train us, and the way they expect us to perform. And Joe, that is the greatest conflict of man.
Have you ever heard the term hypermasculinization? Well, this is a term that refers to the extreme and harmful gender role that has been created and encouraged in many societies, the one that makes men feel as if crying is weak or feminine. It is a gender role that teaches men that they need to be handy, strong, and emotionally silent, and should be hunting, grilling meat, and watching sports rather than developing a healthy relationship with their own emotions.
Society expects us to suffer physical and emotional pain, but we must do so in silence. The qualities most admired in men as we prepare to enter 2022 are bravery, strength, and anger. Any other emotion is weak, and weakness is unacceptable.
Psychologists say hypermasculinization is not only problematic, but it has also created a culture of men afraid to express their emotions for fear of shaming by those around them. Experts also noted that it has created a culture of men that feel they must bottle these emotions up and keep them hidden deep within, a habit that can lead to depression and even harm a man's overall health. For this year's International Men's Day, men are encouraged to
He understands his own emotions and feelings. Okay? So the premise is that one, I understand. I understand when I'm happy. I understand when I'm sad. I understand when I'm angry. I understand when I'm embarrassed, when I feel guilty. These emotions, these are powerful emotions. And a man who is, or a woman who is emotionally intelligent has the capacity to be in tune with his own feelings and emotions.
For this week's Health Update, I am Krista Campbell reporting.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas? Get Rubis, get going.
Grenada, we want you to get ready. The whole of the Tri-Island for the housing census 2021, yeah. This is a call to the nation. I have some information. It's important. I want everyone join us in support of the census. So come here, let's count the population to give the right amount we need you on board. The entire public, your support, we really need it. AI, starting from the 15th of September, help us count every number. Yeah, to improve the life of the people. We need information, calling out to the nation. We don't want to leave anyone out. So for we can the statistics, you got to partake in it. Yeah, cause the nation depend on you, on you, on you. Grenada depend on you, on you, on you. Caribou depend on you. Hey, BT Martinique too. We need all of you. Yeah.
Introducing Color by Seasons. 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 Color by Seasons.
state-of-the-art Ultratech gasoline and diesel. Available only at Rubis stations.
Have at least a 3-month supply of prescribed medications on hand in the event of an emergency or disaster. Keep medications in a sealed, labeled container that you can carry with you at a moment's notice if you need to evacuate. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health with support from the Pan American Health Organization.
COVID-19 spreads from person to person through the droplets that are produced when someone coughs or sneezes, which makes it easy to spread between people in close contact. Now let's get prepared to stay healthy. To reduce your chance of catching or spreading COVID-19, practice these simple everyday preventative measures. Droplets can also land on surfaces, so ensure that you wash your hands frequently for a minimum of 20 seconds or sing the happy birthday song twice. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with an alcohol content between 60 and 90%. 70% is ideal. When you cough or sneeze, cover your nose and mouth with a flexed elbow or a tissue. Dispose of the tissue immediately and then wash your hands. If you notice someone has a fever and cough or other symptoms of respiratory illness, avoid close contact when possible. Let's all do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. Our health is our collective responsibility.
To see my granddaughter.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If it is
fashion. It is International Men's Day, folks, and I want to give you the opportunity while I wait on my guest. Good morning, Ian. Wherever you are, wake up, come on, do this. Find your laptop, find your device, and join me online. But in the meantime, it's International Men's Day, and certainly the day is, the observance literally is to highlight the role. You know, you hear so many things about men our role, whether or not men are standing up to their responsibility. But it's always good that ever so often that, because there's some people, some men who are not quite as certain of themselves, their role, their responsibility. What is your role and responsibility as a male? It's only Monday that Dr. Pancho and I, we were actually talking. The modern man, some men are they don't even know who they are, much less to figure out what their role is. Some men, their role is defined by what society has said to them, maybe, or what they think their economic status is. So they assume if I make a lot of money, then I have a particular role and responsibility in society. Or they assume because, well, I've fathered children, that's when my role kicks in. But I think ultimately, at the end of the day, it starts with an awareness of who you are as an individual. Even before you get into anything as what you want to give to society, it has to start by recognizing your worth as an individual. Because ultimately, if that doesn't bring to bear, it's not a conversation. If it's not part of who you are, who are you really? Who am I, Joseph Cadore? And if I don't learn to understand me, accept me, and who I am on the inside, that allows me accept me first, and then I can make those changes that allow me to make my contribution to mankind as it is. But it's probably a good day though, and then I want to give you the opportunity in the meantime while we wait for my guest to log in, that maybe you want to take the opportunity, somebody out there, to just shout out on International Men's Day. You may want to shout out, send some greetings, send some love, share some sentiments to a male figure that has impacted your life beyond measure. Be it your daddy, your brother, a principal, somebody, a boss, a neighbor, somebody who probably didn't even recognize the impact that you've actually had on their lives. And very often, that's why it's important that we live our lives in such a way that, not that we live carelessly, not that you're living under the umbrella of what people think or do not think, but it's important that you be conscious of what your actions and inactions and what the impact it has on individuals. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Joseph.
Good morning to you.
On this International Men's Day, the theme fostering better relationship, I would like to extend a happy International Men's Day to all of the men who are in the front line and those fathers and partners that have dedicated their whole life towards caring for and supporting their families in various ways. And those who are not biological, fathers who mentor children and assist in education in whatever way they really do, we want to say thank you. And especially to my very own partner who has lost his limb over 6 years and have not failed to support and continue to do his farming. You're talking about from 5 in the morning until when. We just want to say thank you from the children and from all of those whose life he has touched in a very special. God bless you and have a good day.
God bless you too. God really, really, really bless you. 435-2041, that is the number on the inside. Somebody out there you probably just want to send a little shout out to. Send a shout out to Daddy. Let Daddy know that he's special. It's interesting that there's Mother's Day, there's Father's Day, and when you look at what happens on the efforts, even commercially, that goes towards Mother's Day, and then you look at what happens for Father's Day. My apologies. My allergies is starting to kick in. You look at what happens, what's given for Mother's Day, Father's Day, and you should ask yourself, what has happened to the men? Really and truly, what has happened to the men? But this one I want to spend. It would be remiss of me if I don't send a special shout out to. I'm going to go back to the telephone lines. Good morning, caller. You're live.
President, good morning. I would like to send a special Men's Day to Honest Letters Monjalu, and I hope and pray he continue to keep up the good work. All right, then. You take care. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. All the best to you. 27 minutes gone. as the hour in the morning time. Who do you want to shout at this morning? I think give yourself the opportunity. You know, every day we tell ourselves, today we give ourselves the opportunity to take our lives to the next level. Take our lives to the next level. I want to send a special shout out and good morning to the man, Mr. Victor Ashby, the old chief. And I know it's not just me, but for me personally, I can say he's one of the individual that have beyond measure, I'm telling you, that has impacted my life more than people would actually understand. And probably if you've been a GBSS boy, then you would understand the role that Victor Ashby has played in molding the lives of hundreds and thousands of our nation's men and women. Not just boys, but women as well, because remember, there were girls for a period at the GBSS. The values that he've actually taught us. There's some things that I do, how I do, what I do, is all because of Victor Ashby. And today, sir, I want to say thank you for being the educator. He was always an educator. He was the father. He was the chief, as we called him, the old chief. Indeed, that's what he was, and continues to be. Even after you've left the walls of the GBSS and you meet Mr. Victor Ashby, you can't but help recognize, and sometimes years after, you get to recognize how much he's helped to mold you. So today, son, this is a special International Men's Day. I say thank you from my heart, and wishing you all the best on this day. And good morning, caller. You're alive.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I want to say happy Men's Day to all the caring, wonderful men out there.
Well, we lost that caller, but I think we got the gist of what she's saying. Happy Men's Day to all of the men out there. Maybe a father, brother, somebody. You know, sometimes all it takes is just for somebody to know that you think about them, you care about them, that they know that you recognize them for what they do. Let's give people their flowers while they're yet alive, while they're still here. You know, we chide men for a lot of what they don't do. But when today, you get an opportunity to publicly acknowledge them. Classic, good morning, you're alive.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I want to say happy to my father because he always special to me and always been there for me, especially when my mommy was sick. He always looked out for my family.
Oh, thank you, Angel. God bless you.
You too.
God bless you. 435-2041, that's the number on the inside. There are a lot of men that quietly, they just go about unassumingly doing their due. And that's what's important, you know, because your role as a male has nothing to do with what society dictates to you. It's a role that you understand that comes with maturity. That if you're a father, you understand that there's a role that comes with that. And especially for those that are fathers, yes, you have to understand that that child or children, it has nothing to do with your partner. Your responsibility to your children has nothing to do with your partner. Nothing at the end of the day. Whether you and her, you all make up, you all good, you all bad, you all indifferent, you all lovey-dovey, or you all going through hell and high waters, man, your children, they remain your lifelong responsibility. And that's the one conversation that really and truly that I don't really cut corners on when it comes it comes to men. Your responsibility is your responsibility, and I'm not ever going to encourage you to think of it otherwise. Good morning, caller. You're alive.
Hey, good morning, JC. How are you?
I'm wonderful as always. And yourself?
Happy holidays. This is Rohan from Spicer Adventures. Remember?
Hey, Rohan. What's up, Captain?
Not bad, man.
You on the grind?
Not really. I just like to see you on the program and keep up your good work. You know, all I have to say this morning is that I want you to fight for the cost of living in Grenada to drop and the people's salaries to increase so that we can live a little bit more comfortable for this Christmas season and the new year. You know, let's live with love, peace. You know what I mean? Caring. You know, like, this life is too short for us to be living, you know?
I agree, comrade. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So, and you have a lovely day, man.
Peace and love, comrade. Be safe on the road, huh?
Yeah, man,
blessings and guidance.
All right.
435-2041, that's the number on the inside. You could also send your submissions via the it keeps losing me, the WhatsApp. Via the WhatsApp, which is the same number, 435-2041. Let's give men their flowers today. Let's give them that recognition, that principle. That's somebody out there. Gonna check Facebook as well. This one says, Happy Men's Day to all of the men in GBN. Good morning to you, and thank you. Wishing you all the best as well. Happy Men's Day to Joseph, Cadore, and Gary. Hey, good morning, Gary. Thank you, and all the other men and staff at the GBN. Indeed, we say thank you. Remind you, the number is on the inside. We're going to go back to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning. You're live.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Just saying happy day to you.
Well, thank you.
And have a blessed day, too.
Thank you. Appreciate
and all
it.
the men out there.
Thank you. And you keep doing what you do as well.
Thank you.
All the best to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 435-2041. Today's the day when we rec International Men's Day. Men, listen, today's, if you get a chance today to shine. Start today. It doesn't matter where you were yesterday. And people are probably going to say, what is it that you're trying? Right. Tell them what it is you're trying. You're trying to become a better man. Plain and simple. Good morning, caller.
Jay.
Good morning.
How are you, man?
I'm wonderful as always, comrade.
Happy Men's Day.
Thank you, and extend the sentiments in your way as well.
Good, yeah. So, okay, my little contribution, is that being International Men's Day is a good time, right? To bring men and women out and discuss issues, discuss the day-to-day issue, discuss, the issues what confront men and women, on a daily basis then, right? And try to iron out problems, right? Try to iron out differences, try to iron out issues, because, I think that's the only way out, right? Because there is so much of differences between men and women to sit down and iron out. Sit down and talk about, So I think this is the appropriate time to bring men and women, even children, right? Sit down in the comfort of wherever, and discuss issues, discuss problems, discuss differences. Because I think that's the only way to go, because there's a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of things to discuss.
Right.
A lot of things, no?
I agree, sir. 100% dialogue. Dialogue is what is needed, and then that's where half of our problem lies, And even when you look at it as who we are as individuals, we grew up in a society where we never encouraged dialogue among ourselves. We socialize, we do things, but we don't even talk to each other. Literally stop and have a conversation with each other. Right? As children, we were told, hush your mouth, shut up, keep quiet. And so we've grown up in a culture where we do not talk to the people that's closest to us on the inside, but we would share it with others. And then you wonder why is it you find your children, they grow up, and then your young boys, they seem as though they find comfort and solace in the boys on the block. Do you understand why? The boys on the block, they're not that bad, And I'm being honest about this. I'm not the type that is going to be on the block. And that's the truth. That's not me. That's not my cup of tea. But you will be surprised, though. Because what they're looking for, what our young men are looking for, is guidance. Somebody to appreciate them. And very often they don't get it. They can't find it at home. Then they are going to find it somewhere else. Good morning to the wonderful folks that's locked in via the Facebook page. Lady Cameron, good morning to you. Lady Williams, good morning to you. And good morning, Simone Hercules. I hope you folks on social media, you're having a really, 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 really great day. We celebrated International Men's Day, their achievements. And in reminding you of men, while you celebrate our achievements, you have to also celebrate your failure. But allow me to say to you this morning that the only way you can celebrate who you are is truly by understanding, first and foremost, who am I? You know, I said to someone, having a conversation with someone the other day, and I said to them, if you ask an individual, who are you? You know what's the first thing they're actually going to say to you? Well, my name is Joseph Cadore. I work at the GBN. Please, that's not who I am. That's not me. The real you is when you can say, I'm Joseph, you know what? This is what moves me. This is my likes. This is my dislikes. I am warm on the inside. I'm short-tempered. When you start talking about your inner characteristics, your inner traits that represents the true you on the inside, because sometimes we're asking them to give to society. But remember, you can't give what you don't have. So the question is, when we make demands of individuals in society, the question must be asked whether or not those that went before, they did sufficient to contribute to the lives of those men so that they in return can give back. The expectations. Well, the expectations, though, as we look at the clock, and it is 23 minutes onto the hour, is that for 8 o'clock workers, you have to be on your way and getting there. But that's the truth. We make expectations and we make demands of people. And very often the demands, the challenges, and the concerns that we have in terms of men is not necessarily that they may not be doing anything, you know. It's just that sometimes society, we've set a bar up here for them. And that's the worst thing you can do to anybody on any given day. You set standards for them that they're not able to attain. And then what do? You get vexed, you get angry, and you say that they're not delivering. And even if you want to take them to another level, it means you have to meet them where they are, hold their hand, and gradually embrace them. And that's where tolerance in society comes in. That's where the tolerance comes in. But we have to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue. Allow you where you are to call on International Men's Day. To call, remember, the health fair that's put on by the Public Workers Union. While it's intended for their men, certainly if you go, I know they are not going to turn you back. But let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back, right here on Classic in the Morning Time. Classic 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM band, together with our television views on GBN TV. Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, and then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Happy
Let's all be happy it is Christmas as we celebrate International Men's Day. It's interesting though, there's a story coming out of St. Vincent where they were indicating that it was in Jamaica, one of the Caribbean islands. I'll get it correct. But they were saying in that island that there was a 20% increase in violence against men. We're going to get to that in just a bit. Classic, good morning, you're alive.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning to you, dear sir. How are you?
I'm fairly all right, sir.
You're fairly all right?
Yeah, but
I thought today being International Men's Day, you would have been standing at the pinnacle, at the top of where you are, looking down and saying that you've done well. Why are you being so mediocre this morning?
I want to do better, so I have to set a pattern. Even if I did well, I have to look into myself and still want to go higher up in all fields. When I say field, in my respect, my academic education, if I could go further. Maybe I stagnate now because I'm aged, as you would say. But at the same time, I'm wondering, what do you mean by when you say, not you personally, aged? Okay, let's hold it. I'll stop there. Now, for me, it's difficult to possibly teach people new things, especially when we are living in modern days, because everybody believes, whether it's the ladies or men, that I know it all. Because maybe I have or 10 GC or 20 GC, and then we feel that this person cannot teach us anything new. And this is one of the problems. The men would say, okay, I'm in the mind, I'm superior. The ladies are saying I'm superior. And now that you all put them on equal footing or higher footing than the men, so you get more competition in resistance. And this is what I know. They resist you even if you are telling them the right. They feel they know and they are Miss Noel. Or even with you too. You may feel that I'm a journalist, and if I tell you that you mustn't say among the boys or among the girls, even if I try to teach you incidentally or in a psychological way, then you wouldn't accept it, because many times I've tried to, I would use the word educate some of us. And please don't say among thing. The only time you use among is in money. And I'm hearing that people who intend to set the pattern are using wrong language. So nobody wants to obey other, because we have 40 and 6, 30 and 70 GC.
Well, I agree with you that is something that could be a challenge, but I think very often, you know what I think sits at the center of that communication channel? Very often it's tone, place, and time. I think what one must be mindful of, for me, as I say, my chest broad. So what I can take, but very often we try to paint individuals with the same brush. So if you call JC and say, JC, you made an error, I would say, fine, that's me. But I think in life we need to be able to appreciate time, place, tone, how we say, what we say.
That's why you have to say it.
And very often, that's where the challenge comes in. Not that people are not willing to learn.
That's why you have to say it in a diplomatic way.
Well, it's not a matter of even being, diplomatic, yes, but sometimes you could be diplomatic. But when? If you call somebody, let's say, on national radio and trying to expose their flaws into the public, they would not, the response, the reception would be different to if you call them separately when they're off and say, you know what, I contemplate. Here, sir, lady, I noticed, and you try to educate them, share with them. And so then we want to highlight what an individual may have said right or wrong, and so that they may not have even recognized it. So I think, while I agree with you, I think it's important that as we go through International Men's Day, that we learn to appreciate sometimes place, time, how we choose to correct an individual, the tone that we use, and who's around.
Yes, that's
those are
true.
Important elements. Yeah,
that's true. You're talking facts.
Yeah.
I'm not assuming that you're talking facts. You're talking facts. Now, many times I've tried to correct people by hearing them cussing their children, and when you try to tell them that, they would tell don't cuss them. Don't use the big 4-letter words. they would even turn and curse you. Don't tell me how to mind. Don't tell me what to tell me. Sure. Don't tell me.
You're always going to find individuals like that in society. Some people, they are far gone. And I've learned in life that while we attempt to become change agents, yes, I've learned that even the Bible says it, that you don't throw your pearls before swines. There's some people, it doesn't matter what you do in this life. Some of them born so, as they say in local parlance, they're going dead so. But hopefully, though, we try to help as much people as we can along this pathway in life. And I know today being International Men's Day, you're going to stop, you're going to reflect, you're going to go out today, and you'll see how you can help somebody to impart some knowledge and allow them to become a better person. Will you, sir? Have yourself a wonderful day.
As I said, I normally do it.
Okay.
But at the same time, you have to be very careful as to how you
Keep smiling on a Friday. June says you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't force them to drink. And I agree with you, June, 100%. But sometimes our role is not to get them to drink. Our role is to get them to the water. When they get to the water's edge, then they determine. And that's the challenge, because we keep to hear the expression, well, you can't lead the horse. You can lead the horse to the water. Your job is not to get me to drink. If you provided me something, you cannot. Hello, Joe, I want to give you this, $100. Give it to me. It's a gift. You're sharing with me. I want to give you knowledge. It's the same way we all go to school, we learn. Do we all make use of the knowledge the same way? Some people, they become priests, they walk a different life, become doctors, lawyers. Some turns out to be some professions that it makes you wonder. So I say, June, why I understand what you're saying, yes. But sometimes in life, our job is not necessarily to get the individual to complete the action, but take them to the point where it opens their eyes. They become illuminated. Okay, this is water. And suddenly we'll be taking people to a place that this is a strange territory to them. They've never been there. You know what happens if you sleep and wake up one day and you recognize you're not in your bed? It's big queen-size bed, comfortable. You're in the Queen's Palace, but you're in a strange environment. Not until you get to be able to appreciate the environment, then you would understand the virtue of lying down and enjoying where you are. So, good morning, June, Pat, and the rest of you, wherever you are. Good morning, Carolyn Church. Those of you locked in, yes, we say good morning to all of the strong men in our nation. And I want to say, while it's the observance of International Men's Day, is also an ideal opportunity to recognize the role that women they play. We can't ever separate it, because very often we think in order, well, why, if it's International Men's Day, why does JC have to talk about the women? Why do I? Like, seriously? You're a strong man because it goes back to a strong woman in your life, your mother. It starts the conversation there, given that most of us, we come from single-parent families. But while we're at it, though, on International Men's Day, I want to encourage you, men. But let's go to the telephone line. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Good morning, JC, and how are you?
I am wonderful.
Congratulations on International Men's Day.
Well, congratulations to all of us. We've done well.
Thank you. JC,
hi.
Something I want to bring to the attention of us, men in general, and people in general. That it's undisputed fact that every human entered the face of the earth through a woman. Don't underscore that, don't underestimate that, don't overlook that.
True.
Therefore, women plays a crucial role in life existence. Men, you there with me?
Comrade, I'm right here.
Right. Men, on the other part, is just another component of daily existence. But each one of us have a role. And the crucial area here is that we must recognize critical role each one of us play as gender, whether male or female.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And so we would arrive at a situation or an environment where it is balanced. And so, you know what comes when something is balanced? Have you ever stepped into, say, for example, a courtroom, and you look behind the magistrate, for example? What you see there on the wall? The symbol of a balancing mechanism.
Right.
And so, we must take a balanced approach, a balanced outlook, a balance in our way of living day to day. And we're going to make it. Have a great one, Mr. Gentleman.
Thank you. All the best to you. Wishing you the best for yourself and your family.
God bless.
9 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock in the morning time. 8 o'clock workers, we get in there in fine style. We run out of time though, but I want to say to you today, men, that remember your current situation, your current position isn't by any chance or by any stretch of the imagination where your final destination is going to be. We're on a path. We're on a path. And we go through life. We have days of highs and lows. But I want men to become, and June said it, awareness, that cognizance that, listen, you know what? I am not going to allow the failure of those who may have influenced my past to hinder the progress that waits ahead of me. Honestly. So whether it's a case that maybe your father did not play the role that he should have, that he was expected to, I say to you men today that is no excuse why you should do any less. I think what you should use this is as a catalyst that says, you know what? My father failed. My grandfather failed. My brother failed. But today, paradigm shift. Paradigm shift. That's the phrase for the day. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning, and how are you today?
I am wonderful, thank you. And yourself?
Yes, I wanted to say happy Men's Day to all the men in solid waste, especially the men that on the truck picking up the garbage. So happy, you know. And what I want to say between men and women, it's a combined force. And one thing we have to realize is most things in this world, it is not complete if you don't have a woman.
Correct.
I agree. A lot of people know that. If you have it's more strong with a woman involved, it's more strong, it's more better. If you have a gang, and a bad gang, and you don't have a woman, it's still weak. When you have a woman, it is more strong. You look at the house. If you have a home, a proper home, there's always it's complete with a woman. Nothing in this world is not complete without a woman. For it complete, a woman must be involved. It's a combined force. They make up the world, man and woman. So can't leave them out.
Truth be told. Thank you, sir. All the best to you. 435-2041, reminding you men that the men's arm of the Public Workers Union, they have the health fair today. You want to go out and do your screening. Know what's happening in your life. Take charge. Take charge. Take responsibility. Knowledge is power. It's interesting. You go to school, you learn everything else, and you understand the importance of knowledge. But when it comes to health, we tend to trivialize it and underscore the importance of knowing. If you know, you can take action. Ignorance is no excuse, but while it's no excuse, it can be our demise. It can be our demise. 5 minutes on to the hour. At the top of the hour, we'll join the BBC for a bulletin of news at 9 o'clock. To the point, my guest this morning will be the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Mr. Jude Bartholomew. But as you go through the rest of the day's observance of International Men's Day, I want to encourage us men to understand our role and responsibility. Understand that we have failed so many times, but our failure literally doesn't dictate who we are. That's yesterday. Our failure, in fact, what it does is the building block that gives us the strength that we need to overcome. We go through situations, trials, and circumstances. I want to implore men, take charge, take responsibility. Those of you that have a father, keep in mind that fatherhood is not just a fleeting moment of delightful sex. Yeah. it's not just about that. I hear fellas talk, boy, I do this to the ting, and I keep wondering. I had a conversation with two young guys one time, and they in public, and they're saying, boy, one is saying the other one about the ting, and I'm like, normally I don't get into people's business, but I couldn't help it, and I asked them, what thing you referring to? It must be the drink in the green bottle. It has to be. It can't be anything. Folks, let's do what we can today. Let's do what we can to see how we can become positive change agents. Share with somebody. Share a thought. Give somebody a hug today. Let them know that you love them. It may be for just meet a friend, give him a bounce, a tap on the shoulder saying, you've done well. Maybe it's just to meet, give a brother, a cousin, somebody. Just give them a hug and embrace. Let them know that you are there. And as the previous caller said, that we do this together. We're a team. There's no me in team. There isn't. There's no I, sorry, in team. Collectively, we come together. We all make each other stronger. And that's exactly what we need to be. We just need to be stronger and be there for each other. Folks, this is as far as I can take you this morning. My brother Ian Charles, where are you? Missing in action? Well, I hope whatever it is, my brother, all is well on the family end. He's normally quite a responsible one. And the fact that I have not seen him, I hope that all is well with you and the family, comrade. Either way, my good palos rolling inside of Carriacou. Good morning to you, Kipling, Francis, and the others, and those of you that's on the social media platform. Good morning, Lady Ingrid. Wishing you all the best. Those of you here at home, across the region, and other parts of the diaspora, have yourself a really super califragilistic SBI day. Ladies, your job today is to make a man better. Men, your job today is to be that supporting cast, that supporting role that keeps a woman, makes her stronger, just the same. So long, everybody. JC loves you. Until then, for those of you whom I may not necessarily have the courtesy of speaking with again for the rest of the day, have yourself a really great weekend. And for others, well, I'm continuing up until the point. Well, tomorrow though, I'll be back with you from 10 until 12, from 10 until 2 o'clock. Sports Central. Tomorrow we're talking basketball and boxing. Until then, Grenada, so long. JC loves you.